Microsoft Teams in the government cloud. I'm so excited to finally have a government session at Ignite. My name is David Rosenthal. I'm the Senior PM in the Microsoft Teams product group. I own Microsoft Teams in all government clouds, and we'll talk about what that means for some of you that may not know. I'm a former MVP, so I know your world very well. I actually don't have it on here. I used to work at Avanade, so I know that sort of world very well. So if you find me online, I will answer you. You can talk to me. It's OK. And this is my awesome coworker, Chris, here. I'm going to pass off to him and let him do a few slides, and we'll keep going.
Yeah, sounds good. Hi, everyone. As David mentioned, my name is Christopher Bryan. I am a product marketing manager for Microsoft Teams. Same deal, find me online. But we're really thrilled to bring the power of Microsoft Teams into the government. We're really excited about enabling you to transform teamwork in your agencies and ultimately help you better serve your constituents. I'm going to go through a couple of slides. If you have gone into other team sessions, these will look very familiar to you. But essentially, Microsoft Teams is a hub of teamwork in Office 365. It brings everything that your team needs to be effective in one place. Your communications tools with chat, meeting calls, your collaboration tools with deep integration with Office 365, the ability to customize and extend your workspace so you can actually tailor it to your needs. All of that wrapped in an environment that was built and designed to meet the strict requirements for the government space. If we dive deeper into each of these capabilities, we want to highlight the fact that, for example, in chat, with threaded, persistent, and contextual chat, you can bring everyone together and make sure everyone is on the same page, regardless of their location, breaking those geographical silos. In deep integration with Office 365, you can take advantage of the great sharing and co-authoring capabilities that you know and love without having to jump into different applications. As I mentioned before, you can work here in confidence because we have built this environment to make requirements such as FedRAMP, CJIS, IRS 1075, and HIPAA. So you know that your data is going to be secure, and you're still complying with the policies that you need to. Additionally, in the terms of communications, we know that chat is not enough. And that's what Team is bringing also, a complete end-to-end meeting solution. That means that your employees and your coworkers can come together in a rich environment where you can have audio, video, screen sharing, regardless of where they are, whether they're using a browser, a device, or a certified Microsoft device as well. Additionally, we're bringing together the power of calling by enabling a reliable cloud-based telephony and calling solution. So regardless of where you are, you can reach that person that you need, regardless of what time it is. But what does that mean if you're in the government? That means if you're a government leader, you can bring all of your team together and work on a piece of legislature. That means you can draft, review, and finalize that piece of law and put it in effect as quickly as possible. If you're a government employee, you not only have the data, then the numbers, you also have the context. And with those two coming together, you can actually manage your budget more efficiently with the power of things like dashboards. If you're a field worker, you not only have access to the forms that you need to do your job, but also the documents, and you can collaborate seamlessly without having to worry about where you are. If we take it a step further, we completely understand there's different functions in the government, and each function has their purpose. So these are a couple of examples of how you can take the power of Teams and transform your specific work. For example, if you're in community outreach, you can bring all of the people, all your stakeholders in one place. You can have rich conversations, try to figure out what is the best approach to deploy an initiative, and get faster into the field. If you're in public works, that means that you can actually bring everyone together and work on that project from plan to management and make sure that you reduce the impact of your constituents. If you're in public safety, running disaster preparedness exercises are top of mind. And if you're interested in that specific space, we actually have a theater session in the Hyatt at 4:35 p.m. So feel free to join us there. We actually demo how to use that through scenario. We also know that even in the government space, we have different types of clients or customers with different needs. And because of that, we have built different environments to be able to address those needs. So I'm going to hand it off to David to talk about those.
Thank you, Chris. Going too far. So these are the 3 government environments that I own and deal with, and I want to take a little time to talk about these because I hear a lot of questions and some people are not sure like which one they need to be in or which one they should be in. So first, and I'll cover this in the next slide also, but what is live right now, Teams is available in GCC. So this is our lowest compliance level environment, but is somewhat separate from the commercial cloud. These will get you FedRAMP moderate to meet all your requirements. You could go use Teams right now. It's available in your tenant. Please log in, use it. GCC High is our next up. It is not available yet, but we are working hard on that right now. This meets FedRAMP High. This is more for like any of you that are federal government or big federal contractors, that sort of thing. So think like Department of Justice, or I got a friend from Raytheon here up front, like all sorts of people. So that's going on. DoD is the next. This is another completely isolated cloud from the rest of the world. This is for the Department of Defense only. So only very few customers fit in there, but if you do, we're working on that right now. It shouldn't be long, as long as I can get DISA to do something. As I said, Teams is live in GCC. We were originally targeting Q3, which you all know means end of Q3. I'm very happy to say we pulled that in significantly when I arrived at Microsoft. So I think we caught a lot of people by surprise with that. We were super pleased to get that out. Still lots of work to do, though. I'm sure you all know. So that's what I want to spend the bulk of my time on today, and then we're going to leave plenty of time for Q&A for you guys. So these are the differences between GCC and commercial right now. So there are some things missing in GCC, and we're trying to work on all these, and I'll show that next also. So call and meeting recording, we're dependent on Microsoft Stream to do that stuff. Microsoft Stream has not arrived in GCC yet, but as soon as it does, we will finish our side of the work to bring you that capability to do all the recording, and eventually we'll get to live events also. So you guys have all seen the announcement about live events and everything. That will come to you. We will bring that to you. It'll just take some time to get there. Apps, I know is a hot topic for any of you that have already been using Teams in GCC. We are trying to work on this. I'm going to spend a little extra time here. Right now, the only apps that are available are pre-installed tabs. So it's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, SharePoint doc libraries, SharePoint page or news, Power BI. Some of you may have seen a few issues with Power BI. We know. I saw a PR going in just yesterday where they're trying to work on those few cases of yours out there that are throwing errors. We'll get that fixed. And finally, I'm super pleased to announce, if you haven't seen it already, we pushed Wiki in just the other day. So Wiki is now available to you in GCC inside of Teams. So use it, play with it, get it, let me know how you like it. Going forward for apps, what we're attempting to do, where's the camera? No promises, camera. What we are going to try to do first for apps is give you all the option. Instead of Microsoft making the decision for you on what risk you should be able to take, we are going to try to give you the option to check a box and say, I understand these apps are not compliant at this level, but I'm okay with that and I want to use them anyway. I am fully dependent on the Microsoft compliance team to tell me that's okay and legal. So we're working through that with them. We have a good conversation going, but it is not a promise yet. But that is my ultimate goal. I want to unlock you all to use these things at the full power that's available in the commercial cloud. I don't want to give you this sort of cut down experience that you're seeing right now. That pains me a lot. Formerly MVP for Teams, I liked using everything, not a subset of things. So I understand your pain. We're really working on this sort of stuff. We'll try to do that first. If they say no, we'll look at other solutions that are maybe more elegant technically to try and find ways to make this stuff work for you guys. So bring me your questions. I'd love to hear when we get into Q&A or afterwards if you want to come up, like what apps are missing right now that you guys really need, what's really bothering you out there. Because if we can't do the whole boat, I'm going to have to prioritize appropriately. So let me know what's really needed, and we'll work on that. Email a channel is a fun little solution that is a way, if you're not familiar with the thing because it's not in GCC, it's a way to push an email into a channel just to like sort of move that conversation in there. The architecture they use right now for that thing is not fully compliant. Most admins in this kind of world where you have really high compliance requirements would see how that's set up and turn that thing off. So we didn't put that thing into GCC. I would like to hear if anyone is really missing that, because we could do the work to bring it for you and let you decide if you want to turn it on. We just haven't done that lift to put that whole service in, but I want to hear from you if that's something you want. Unified presence is the ability to share presence between Skype for Business and Microsoft Teams. Work is ongoing to bring that in. It's just going to take some time. So there's a whole big service that has to get deployed and run and everything to bring that. It's coming. Just give us time. We'll get to that one for sure. Same thing with interop chat between Teams and Skype for Business, powered by the same service as Unified Presence. So when that comes in, you'll be able to send messages back and forth between certain versions of Skype for Business to Teams. That way you can help your migration towards Teams. So it doesn't feel like you have to like big bang or run them side by side if you don't want to. So that can sort of help that thing. Email notifications was an interesting one. So the way we send, if you've ever used Teams in the commercial cloud, how if someone mentions you or sends you a chat and you don't see it for a while and it sends you an email to let you know like, hey, you missed this in this channel, that's not working at all right now in GCC. We discovered that the backend service they used to send those emails was not compliant up at this level. So they're re-architecting for us. We'll have a new solution, hopefully very soon. We'll see how that goes. So that's sort of like, I sort of talked over myself. This is what we're working on right now in the order of stuff that we're working on. I would like to know very much sort of if this is the right order for you all. So even if you run up to the mic when we do Q&A, and I'm trying to leave plenty of time for Q&A because that's really what I want to do here. I'm not up here to just do slideware. That's boring to me. Let me know if this is the right order or if we should rework on this stuff. I want to ask, I made a friend earlier and he's like, you should ask like on the apps thing, like how many people in the room, if we gave you the big switch to accept the risk and turn on all the apps regardless of the risk, how many people in here, if you could raise your hands, would actually turn that on? And my next question is how many people's bosses would allow that? Okay, a good smattering of you, yeah, okay. Trust me, we take this stuff back and do something on this. Any other, scream out, this is not a just David talk session. What else is missing? What do you got? Because we're like to the point where I'm like going to start doing resources and Q&A slides. Go ahead, fire away. Everyone up to the mics, whatever you want to do, let's do this. I'm a little far from the mic. Come on. We got time. I saved so much time for you guys. I want to talk to you guys. I'm not connected enough to you guys.
SharePoint framework components in Teams. So
Yep.
that if, again, there's that, we can build it, we can put it in SharePoint, we can put it in a SharePoint page, but if we can build a SPFX web component, can we also surface that in a Teams tab?
So right now you have the SharePoint page tab in there already. As long as it's just on a page and that should work, that should come through for you. So check that and make sure. If you want to go further into building apps, that's another interesting question that I'd like to hear from all of you, like whether you do want to build your own apps and be able to drop them in. So like into the enterprise store, if some of you have sort of seen what's been coming out there and be able to deploy just to your org, not out to the public store, obviously, which I was never a fan of. So if that's a big thing for you, let me know that also. Go ahead.
This is GCC High.
Yeah.
Calendaring through SharePoint and then interop with commercial space.
What do you, no, go ahead if you got
No,
more.
go ahead.
Let's break that apart. Calendaring, what do you mean?
We be able to take room calendars, shared calendars, and expose them directly in Teams.
So I think a better way to sort of pin the group's calendar is something we're working on. If you go look out on Public User Voice, I think it's like the second item down or whatever. So that's a big push of ours that they're going to get. As soon as they finish there, it's got to get the stamp of compliance on there. So it'll take a little delay. Story of my life. But we'll bring that to GCC. And the other was interop.
Interop.
So you're asking inter-cloud?
Well, we're an educational institution
Okay.
that we interop with a lot of governmental agencies doing Department of Defense research.
Okay.
But we also need to be able to research with collaborators inside some of the commercial tenants. And right now, we can't do that. That breaks.
Yep.
And so we're physically emailing documents back and forth
Gotcha.
to do that collaboration, which is very inefficient.
Are you talking just communication, like chats and that sort of thing, or are you talking like actually sending documents and doing all that sort of
We're
stuff?
talking real-time Word Online.
Co-authoring the whole
Yeah,
thing.
co-authoring, Skype for Business, that kind of stuff.
I'll have to take that one back and see, because you're talking the inter-op, it's not interop how most people think of it. You're actually moving between clouds that are designed by
Yep.
purpose to be fully disconnected from each other.
Yep, I know.
So we'll have to look at
Thank
that
you.
and see how much demand. Go ahead.
Just curious if you could give us
A community.
I think, we're having a conversation with you, and I think this is new, and the questions you're asking, I'd love to see everybody in this room be able to communicate with you and together to be able to move this stuff forward. I think it would be really awesome if there was some kind of Teams client that we could use or something to.
Do you guys use, yeah, please. Do you all use like tech community? Do you find that valuable? Like if I went and found Ann Michaels, who I saw come in here and is hiding from me somewhere, if I went and screamed at her enough to get us a government section on there, would that be, do you want it public, or how do you want to do it? Tell me what works best.
You'd be tied to the tenant,
Okay,
so you have to have a tenant to actually be in that community.
okay,
And that's one way to do it, so that we're, not
okay.
everything isn't just floating out there. That you can kind of
Do you guys feel like you get lost in the wash? Like, okay. And wherever you are, take note, please. Go ahead. Sorry, I missed you guys down there.
Yeah, a couple quick questions. One, what's the best way to get notification when these features are going to be available in the government? And GCC, obviously.
Yeah, clapping is okay. When I'm not making people mad, we should be pushing message center posts to you guys. Sometimes when stuff is smaller, it's just a little piece or whatever, I will make the executive decision to just push it. And usually I get my hand smacked for that, but I don't care. I want to get you guys features as fast as I can. Bigger stuff will come in Message Center. So look in your admin center, a Message Center post will come. We'll target it just at GCC, so you'll get like a notification that something big is coming. The little stuff, sometimes I'll post on tech communities, sometimes you find me on Twitter, sometimes that sort of stuff. This goes back to the community thing, so we need to do better there.
And one more quick question. I had heard in the commercial cloud they had reduced the retention, minimum retention from 30 days to 1 day, or at least it's coming. Any thoughts on that in the GCC?
So one day when it comes to commercial, we will eventually bring that to GCC also and make it available for you.
Okay, so it goes commercial first and then
Yep.
what,
Everything's always, so I'll give you guys a little sort of like insider knowledge on how we look at this sort of thing. Not only is GCC very protected from a compliance standpoint, it's also more difficult for us to like get in there and touch things because everyone has to be like screened and you have to have all this certain clearances to go touch, like actually touch the services behind the scenes. You all get a little extra protection. So think of the commercial world as sort of where we bake things before it comes to you all. Because we want to make sure it's not going to break inside these government environments because it's so much more difficult to deal with that stuff, especially as you ramp up to GCC high and DoD. Like that world is, my engineers hate me some days when I make them, you have to go get a cleared escort and you have to like go use a saw machine and do all this sort of stuff to get in there and actually touch things. They hate those days, but that's why we try and bake things first in commercial and then we wait for compliance to stamp it and then push it in because then it's had enough time to really not be any sort of bugs whatsoever before it gets to you guys, or we try to. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Rolando, working for the Department of Defense.
Yeah.
My question is more related to chatbot. We're currently building chatbot backends, but in order to consume the chatbot, we need channels. And the current channels are, we cannot use it because of the authentication. It has to be PKI authentication. So for us, it's a challenge to build a PKI custom channel, or even use, Skype for Business or Teams, how can we like enable those channel, like in Teams or Skype, in order to use it.
If you can, come by the booth later, and I'll see if I can find my coworker, a guy named Larry Jin, who runs the whole extensibility team, and talk to him about your bots and how you guys set all that sort of stuff up, and see what he says on how best guidance to sort of help you guys get in there. You're going to have the same struggle with no app store and no sideloading that stuff to deploy once it comes to, you said DoD,
Yes.
especially them there, because that's very difficult inside that environment. I'm sure you know the pain. But we're going to try and do the same sorts of things there, at least unlock the ability to do line of business apps or your own enterprise apps inside there. So come find me later at the booth, or we'll find you, Larry. I'll hook you up, and we'll figure out what's happening there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So direct routing in the GCC tenants, we're seeing a lot of state organizations moving from really legacy Centrex type systems into wanting to modernize their platform. And I want to get a clear answer on direct routing, because that is holding us back on a lot of these RFP responses.
So he definitely wants it.
As a customer.
Direct routing is coming to GCC. In fact, I know that one's already committed for them to make sure it's in there and running properly, and then let it run out there and do what it's doing. Some of it may already be starting to show up, because I know they've started that work of various types in there, so look at that sort of stuff. But we'll do our full validation, and that's one big enough where a message center post will come out once it's fully stamped and ready to go. So that should arrive. You should have that.
Any rough guesstimates on fully stamped, ready to go?
That's always the most difficult part, and that's where I actually do get in trouble, is if I give timelines. It shouldn't be too long.
Okay,
I would
go with 3 months then. So.
What I can tell you on that one is it is being worked on. This is not some backlog item that people keep kicking down the road. That is actively being worked on.
Thanks.
Yep. Go ahead.
For timelines, but DoD, when is it coming?
I'm actually quite surprised there's so many DoD folks, because usually they're so secretive about everything or whatever. Yeah, look, see, they're trying to blank me out now. Again, actively being worked on. I can't give timelines, especially there, because we're fully dependent on DISA giving us the final stamp. So I will tell you that is one of our major blockers right now.
Is that the big holdup right now, DISA?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So as soon as they give the stamp, it's out. Trust me, I have some whoppers banging on my door every day on that one. Yes, they're all crushing me. Go ahead, sir.
I know with my state, one of the big things that we're getting constant pressure for is when some of the supporting pieces, like flow and planner and everything, are going to come into play, but we always run into the same situation where people, when they see things online, all of my customer base, they see what's available in the commercial cloud and instantly come to us and say, I want to use this. There needs to start being a better way the government channel can, be informed of what is going on in this product development and when we can see it compared to what the commercial's always seeing.
Yep, we definitely hear you. I agree. So for two of your examples, I know Flow and Planner are underway right now. I don't know their dates, but that's active work, so those will come to that area. Same thing with the community. This is what I hear, as soon as I started this job back in March, I think it was my first week or whatever, and one of my old friends who happened to work in the government cloud reached out. He's like, oh, I hear you're working in the government cloud. Did you know no one tells us anything? So I hear you. Right now it's me screaming very loudly to try and fix this. So we'll keep working on that. It's just so difficult in this world because we don't always hold all of the power. Anytime it has to go to these third-party compliance folks to give that big stamp on there, I lose all my power to actually do it myself. So it gets very difficult. Go ahead, sir.
I'm in Treasury Department,
okay,
and there hasn't been any discussion about Teams or bringing this technology in or anything. So I'm just curious. We're predominantly using Skype for Business.
Yeah.
I've heard there's a sunset date or EOL that's coming up eventually soon. So I don't want to get caught off guard. Any insight to that? Because it sounds like Teams is going to be replacing Skype. It has all that functionality.
There is no date for the end of Skype. Skype for Business Online will eventually become Teams someday fully. Right now, it is way too early to give any sort of dates on something like that, because there's like, you know, you guys come to Ignite and you see like, oh, this like cool, awesome future, yay. But all you guys still are on like the previous version of stuff. And a lot of people don't have the resources to do it tomorrow. Exactly. So we have to support that for a long time. We totally understand that. And that's why we try and do like interop scenarios and that sort of stuff to make it come across. That stuff, like Teams is absolutely your treasury, so that's probably GCC high, maybe? Yep, so Teams is coming. You can run it side by side. I would encourage you to run it side by side. I would encourage you to start with small pilot groups and do just the collab stuff. Don't even, unless you're just gung-ho, don't even take a bite of the voice workloads yet. Get collab stuff going, do chat and Teams basically, and get people used to it and using it on the side. Replace the IM workload with Teams. Let them still do their calls and everything in Skype. And then as the stuff comes to GCC High and it's ready and direct routing and all that sort of stuff comes, slowly move it over at your speed. We want you guys to be successful, not just use the new stuff. Cool. When you just use the new stuff, that does nothing. Like it makes pretty numbers on a dashboard, but if you're not happy with it and your users are confused, my retention numbers go down through the basement. And that's not what I'm interested in. Like, I want you to use it long term.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, cheers. Go ahead, sir.
You mentioned the collab only. Are the modes, the variable modes that were mentioned in the commercial, is that going to be available in the government?
Yep, same modes should come available, so check
same
all.
time frame?
Yep, so check our documentation and all that sort of stuff. Some stuff may delay by a little bit, just like everything, but they'll all be there. Go ahead.
Actually, this is going from a tiny rant to a thank you for the, because I was like, man, the roadmap is always out of date and there's always conflicts, and I have to go to Ben Levinson or a Julia White post to read the comments. Like, I think it's Q3, Q4. So thank you for the new roadmap, because I can type in GCC filter. But I see that one thing our users have been asking, when Planner does get greenlit for GCC,
yep.
Is that also intended to be integrated with Teams at the same time? Or is that like a further step that has to happen?
I will be bribing my team that controls that with donuts and lunch to get that turned on as quickly as possible as soon as Planner has the stamp.
If they have a GoFund account, let me know.
No problem. Go ahead.
So I'm going to just rail off a few of them. So the OneNote tab,
yep.
We're big OneNote fans, and we found it weird that the other Office apps are there, but OneNote isn't.
Well, let's do one at a time. So just hold on. Yep. I agree. I went to the OneNote team and I said, what's going on? Why is the tab not there? Because OneNote is available in GCC. So you can use it on its standalone.
Yep.
And what we discovered is the way they surface their page inside the Teams tab still calls back to the commercial, like OneNote.com or whatever their front end is.
Gotcha.
They need to get that front end deployed into the GCC environment separate, because it holds some of the customer content, like how it routes through there, so it's required to be in there. So I have talked to my good friend Laura, who owns all of OneNote, and we have that on their backlog. It's just when they can get to that work.
Okay. And one of the stream folks told me that GCC is looking pretty good so far. Is call meeting and recording something that's going to be instantly available once stream hits the tenant, or are there dependencies that need to be put in place so it'll be delayed?
There'll be a little additional work we have to do. I don't think it's anything like massive,
yep.
But it will not be like the very same day, but it shouldn't be too long. We've already got it scheduled based on stream's last dates they gave us internally. So if they hit their dates, we're very close. We would call it a fast follow.
Right. And the last thing, I don't know if that's prioritized, but my colleague brought up a great point. If unified presence is required for that interop chat between Teams and Skype for Business, and we're looking to really push people to Teams but still need to support Skype on-prem,
yep.
I feel like that should be one of the highest priorities if you're trying to enable people to...
Okay, good. No, great feedback. Yep. Yeah. Go ahead.
DoD again here, and
yeah.
I feel your disdain. A lot of times, you know, the way we do the network segmentation, especially within the RDT&E sector of DoD, I hear from my users all the time, why is it so difficult to just communicate with people outside of our little bubble.
Yeah.
Do we know at this point within the DoD cloud what kind of interagency links are going to be allowed?
So not fully. I would very much prefer to give the DoD intra-cloud federation so they can talk tenant to tenant and do what they need to do, provided their admins want to allow that stuff. Whether each individual admin of each mission or whether DISA itself is going to be okay with that is their call. So we're going to give them the tools if we can, and then it's going to be a more of a risk or a security decision on them on whether they want to open that up for that to work. Same thing with like guest access. I want to enable that to happen tenant to tenant inside that DoD bubble if possible, but that's fully an admin switch. So we give them that power. Yep, no worries. Go ahead.
2 quick questions. One, roadmap for Power Apps. And then the second one is, I know it's not directly related to government cloud, but dynamic E911. That's a major stumbling block for us. And is that anywhere on the horizon? I haven't heard any details on that.
My first question, I'm going to have to say I don't know. You asked Power Apps. I believe they're working on that sort of stuff, so I think that's sort of the same sort of thing as Flow. So I think that should come, but I don't know for sure. Definitely go find like Power Apps booth if you haven't and talk to those guys and ask them specifically what's the story on GCC or if you're GCC, what's going on there. The E911 is something we're looking at for sure. That'll come a little bit later for various clouds because it comes as all the big heavy lift calling features come into there. So as things like direct routing and some of that stuff comes in, we'll be looking at some of those to make sure that comes in. You said that's a big blocker for you. You use that fully now?
Yeah, we're a county, so we have hundreds of buildings and
Gotcha.
floors and locations in other people's spaces, and so it's pretty critical.
So basically you can't move your calling workload at all until that's there? Right. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Oh, have I run out of people? I can't run out of, oh, here's one.
Can't overemphasize the communication. Every time, like we just mentioned, Planner, Power Apps, Flow, Stream, they get lit up, and then we open up tickets. Why is it not working?
Yeah.
As soon as it's open. So I don't know what it takes, but we need a communications channel directly because it's misleading. It wastes a lot of effort on our side opening up Premier tickets, waste time on your side to respond to them. We need better communication.
Okay. Feedback heard. As a poll, while I wait for someone else to come up, if they're not exclusive, so we're going to be doing both going forward. That's my goal. If they were exclusive, in this room, would you prefer features faster or communication first and then feature like a certain number of days later? Would you prefer warning that something is coming, or do you just want it right now? Warning. Is that the consensus? Okay, so I got one that's like, no, give me that feature. Thank you, Sandra. Okay, but consensus is like, let us know. I will be working on trying to do as much simultaneous as possible. When you say warning, sorry, I'll get to you, I promise. How much warning? What's enough? Do you want a week? Do you want a month? What do you want?
I'd say warning with an off switch would be a couple of days would all it would take, so we can turn it off by default.
Okay. So it's the off switch, maybe. Not so much a warning, but the ability to also turn it off. So why turn it off? Are you afraid your users won't understand it and you want to do training first?
Our users go nuts for new features.
Gotcha.
So we have to control it.
I noticed you guys enabled license everybody in my L2
Yep.
for Teams
Yep.
out of the gate. They pay far more attention to that than I do.
Ah.
So they may be out there setting up channels right now and I don't know about it, and so now there's no governance and they're going crazy. And
So that one, when we did GA Teams, we did do message center posts and everything. So I would very much tell you to subscribe to the message center posts or whatever. Check your emails, get them, make sure they're coming to a certain folder or whatever you want to do to run that. Set up something. Yep. Okay. For those not camera, she's asking about give time for support desk to get training set in place so they can support that sort of thing. So thank you. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so GCC High customer, should we generally expect features to bake in GCC first before they go to GCC High?
To a degree, yes, because the different compliance levels, that's quite a jump actually from GCC to GCC High. A little more technical detail if you guys care. Like GCC is sort of a split. Some services are shared with the commercial cloud, some are isolated depending on what they do and how they function. GCC High and DoD are completely separate and isolated. So basically we have stood up all of Office 365 in those environments, and now we've stood up all of Teams. And Teams is made up of 100-something microservices. So we have this massive CI/CD pipeline that's pushing all that sort of stuff in, and now we've had to do 2 of them. And then from DoD comes, you have to do 3 of them. So it is quite a big lift.
And then one other thing, can anybody else in GCC High just raise their hand? Okay, let's talk after this.
This sounds like a mutiny. Go ahead.
So just regular GCC here.
That's okay.
It sounds like we're barely CGIS, so it's kind of sad that most of our staff, 99% of our staff, we can't get the CGIS people even use email, so they're not going to use Teams.
Yeah.
You said that the email to channels sounds more like a policy thing more than like a technical stumbling block.
We could put it in. I am not a huge fan of that architecture. When I was in my former life, I actually told my entire organization to disable that thing, so I didn't love the way it worked. It's fine, like it meets all standard Office 365 regulations, all that sort of stuff. But if you sort of look at the way the mail flows or whatever, you don't get as much control over how those mails move around and what they sort of do, and that just made me, as someone who had to watch over some of that sort of stuff, less comfortable with that solution. If there's big demand, especially in GCC, like if you guys don't care, again, similar to the apps, and you just want to use that, come let me know. If I can pile up enough customers and enough seats to say this is worth my engineer's time to go put the service in and turn the thing on, we'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I think I've seen a lot of really good automation stuff happening in the commercial cloud with that. So things like new Windows updates come out, instead of sending an email to my whole team, I would email it to a channel that then is viewable in one place. Imaging, there's a bunch of stuff that I could get out of email and get into Teams. So
okay.
I don't know if there's a user voice I'll go look, see if I can do that.
Absolutely do user voice if that works, or just you, Ryan, we've met, so you know how to reach out to me. Come let me know. Sir, go ahead.
Hi, so it's not a Teams question, but since this is the government session.
Fire away. Wait, hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's almost unstoppable. Azure DevOps.
Yeah.
So I was in a couple of great sessions earlier this week. The flexibility of the new setup is fantastic. Right. Any idea, is that on the roadmap? Is it a thought? Who do I need to, pummel with messages to get that moving?
Go, please, this drives me crazy too, so I don't have an answer for you. Please go to the Azure DevOps booth and sit down on the floor and camp out until someone says we're going to do this. There are developers, there are people that run this sort of stuff in government world also. I wish they would stop ignoring me. Go ahead.
Actually, a little more of a comment. With whatever community you put together, whatever information flows you have going out to the client base, don't forget the partner community, especially GCC and GCC High.
Absolutely.
The more we get ahead of the game, the more we can help spread the word and you kind of evangelize on this stuff.
Where do you work, if you don't mind me asking?
C3 Integrated Solutions.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
Watching out for you guys. You help amplify me, which I'm only so loud as whatever the mic guy can do. Go ahead, you're in the back.
Hi, as a GCC, we were able to whitelist ourselves in Skype originally when it came out.
Yeah.
Is that possible in Teams?
So GCC has Teams now. You can turn it on.
The planner for Teams.
Planner, no. So the reason why is they have to actually deploy stuff in there for it to happen, and compliance gets real itchy when they do. I know what you're talking about. We still have some of those orphaned Skype things sitting in the wrong forest, which one day they're going to try to move, I'm sure. So watch your message center, please. The answer is no, but keep the pressure on that and just get that stuff in faster. Planner's not too far. I would pay attention. Go ahead, sir.
So on the topic of communications and interaction, have you or something for you to consider the insider feedback hub kind of concept where you can upvote and downvote the suggestions people make instead of getting like 50,000 of us telling you in individual emails or tweets, this is what we want, but a way to consolidate all that.
So what, like just off the top of my head, what I'm thinking after hearing all this feedback is either a section of tech community or a section of user voice that specifically is for the government clouds. I would love to do that in an elegant way where it detects where you're coming from, but I'm not sure that. I'd have to go see if that's even possible, but if not, just a separate section that's for government. I think that should be doable. I like the t-shirt, by the way. Anyone else? We're down to 4 minutes. And this is sorry, say that again. The question is, if we're going to do a community, do all of the clouds? I would try, I don't know. I would look at that. The reason why is the DoD is there's only a few customers, right, compared to like commercial. They just happen to have like millions of users. Like they just happen to be unbelievably massive. Would all those users come and give me feedback, or is it just the admins from DoD? I don't know. So I'd have to sort of judge sort of the best way to bring that in. Do I just smash it all together and call it government? Or do I do one for each individually? Because we're trying to keep them all level with each other, but that's not always possible. If you're DoD, you know the limitations of that environment and some of the difficulties with stuff getting to the outside world, and that causes a lot of pain for a cloud service. So thank you. I'll think on that. We'll see what we can do. Go ahead, I see you. No, it's on. My wizards in the back are just like bam, bam, bam with the buttons.
Are there any unique, so I'm on the incident response side, are there any unique security concerns in Microsoft Teams where you could get out to the internet without it like being logged, or you could set up an RSS feed and get out to the internet and go out in Microsoft's cloud instead of just unique security concerns with Microsoft Teams?
No security concerns. We are secure. What I would tell you is that's why there's some of the hesitancy around the apps and sort of stuff like that, especially on the third-party stuff, because that stuff does leave the boundary.
Right.
It's by design. So it's a third-party app, right? Microsoft doesn't own that company. You're sending some sort of information to them, and they're sending some sort of information back to you. So if your user is naughty and sends them something they shouldn't be, and you've allowed them to do that, they're doing it. So that's why people are very hesitant about these sort of apps, because it does allow that opening out into the world. It's not automated. Nothing is just flowing out automatically. But if a user decided to do something not great, they could.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm guessing you don't have any other slides, and this is just...
Oh, I have some resources. Like, this is all the usual stuff you guys see. So this is, honestly, I could have sat down at the front of the stage and just had you all crowd up here, and that would have made my day.
So I don't know if you can answer this or if anyone else that's in the GCC could answer this. We're actively looking at opening up external access so that we can actually collaborate with some folks that are obviously not within our company.
Yeah.
And we're very keen on understanding if that breaks DFARS compliance at all. So I don't know if you can answer that or if anyone else wants to chat. I'll be right around here. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly. That's something more to talk to your security and compliance team and see if they're going to allow something like that to flow outwards. Some will tell you absolutely not. Some will tell you only to certain levels. Some will say yes. It just sort of depends on where you are, what kind of data you're dealing with, what kind of levels you're at, that sort of thing. It's the classic it depends. Yeah, I mean, this is just all the usual stuff. This is a good thing for community, right? Go get signed up to be in the Champions program. It's a great way to learn all that sort of stuff. These are just, a lot of this is resources. When you guys get home, go download this deck and you can go click all of these sessions. Everything is recorded. I'm being recorded right now. I'm probably gonna get yelled at. Go watch all this stuff. Like almost all of these for teams, especially, other than the stuff we know is missing, applies to you guys also. So use this information to learn and go. And then this is specifically for developers, wherever you are that ask me more of a developer question. There's lots of development stuff out there. Once we get like the enterprise store going, this will be available to you. Of course, all the diversity stuff that's going on that applies. Government should be doing this stuff too. I see lots of great progress in this world these days, so please come check this stuff out. And then what I've been doing the whole time, because that's what I really care about. I just ran out of time. Yeah. Please, one last beg, please, for you guys. Please evaluate. I had to kick and scream to get a government session specifically for you guys. The more data, bad feedback is okay also. The more numbers I can show of interest in this world gets me budget to do this more. Please do your evals. Thank you.